Hi ladies, welcome back to another yoga practice, and today is going to be yoga for endometriosis, PCOS or period pains. So this is a very gentle flow, just to wind out any tension or aches and pains through the hips and through the lower back. So I do invite you just to take whatever modifications or adjustments that you need to take. Everything I offer today is going to be a suggestion, and it's very personal of what triggers pain and what kind of soothes pain for people. So just get to know your body and don't feel like you need to do exactly what I'm doing. You make it your own. But I would suggest that you have a block. Even if you are quite flexible, it's quite nice to do some forwards folds with the block just to ease them a little bit. And a blanket for the hips when we come onto the belly. So you just want to be nice and comfortable. You can grab yourself some pillows and stuff as well, if you want to pimp up any of your reclined poses. We're going to start seated in a cross-legged shape. So if your cross-legged needs to be quite loose today, totally go for that. Or if you feel more comfortable with the feet more tucked in, totally yogi's choice. You do you. Settle your weight evenly on your sitting bones, and then rest the hands somewhere that you can just relax the shoulders. So maybe that's on the knees, maybe that's in the lap. And let's just take a couple of breaths here to ground. Couple of breaths to invite healing and restoring into the body. So noticing where we maybe feel discomfort today, but equally noticing where we feel comfort in the body, without placing judgment of good or bad, unpleasant or unpleasant. Just making space for what is today and inviting some healing into our body naturally. So blinking the eyes open, we're going to start with some circles. So let's just start to make small circles with the body. Maybe you want to start off with really big circles. Maybe that feels really good on your lower back. And then maybe we start to exaggerate them. So leaning all the way back, leaning the chest all the way forwards. And you can close the eyes and really visualize what your spine is doing within your pelvis. It's like a bowl. Your pelvis is the bowl and your spine is the spoon. Winding up and stirring up whatever we've got going on there. Just ever so gently, nice. And then let's circle the opposite way. It's a nice way, or a very quick and easy way to loosen up through the lower back. Nice. Good. And then slowly we're going to make our way after our next circle into an all fours position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. You can pad up the knees actually if you want a little bit more comfort today. Pad up the knees is quite nice. And then just explore a little bit of free movement here. So maybe it's just like a swing of the hips. Maybe that feels like that's loosening through the lower back. Maybe it's a sitting back and resting into a child's pose. Maybe it's like a little wind out through the shoulders and the neck, particularly if you feel uncomfortable at the moment. It's often that gathers up in the rest of the body. You start to ball up your shoulders, ball up your hands. So kind of just have a little bit of an explore. And it doesn't need to be big and exaggerated and Instagram worthy. It just needs to be good for you. So what feels nice? Don't worry if you think it looks weird or ugly, it's not. If it's where you need to be, it's where you need to be. Awesome. And then come to a neutral place, tuck the toes, slightly turn the toes out. We're going to come into a yogi squat. So hands come down to the floor. Maybe some of us can get our heels on the floor today. Maybe some of us can't. You can pop your blanket underneath your heels if they don't, or sit on your block. And then let's just take a little free movement here. So hands rest onto the floor, and this is nice for loosening up through your lower back. There's a little bit of space, maybe winding out a little tension through the hip area. But make sure the movements and poses feel like nourishing. You want to feel maybe just a hint of like a moment. And if there's anything that feels like it's doing more harm than good, skip it out and do whatever you need to do. Wonderful. From here, we're going to come into a hanging forward fold. So turning the toes forwards, you're going to send the head down and the bum up, soften the knee, so really let the upper body hang. Now this is where we might want our block. So the hands can rest onto the block. Soften the knees, let the head hang. Belly can even soften onto the thighs as you really release through the lower back, middle back, upper back. And maybe shifting the weight forwards and back, forwards and back. How does that feel? Nice one. Now this is totally optional. So resting your left hand onto the block, you're going to reach your right hand into the sky, maybe for some of us. Maybe it rests onto the sacrum, so maybe we rest our right hand there or up to the sky. And then just take a little rock forwards and back, forwards and back. If the block is like taking away sensation from you, you can bring your hand down to the floor, but it won't be for everyone. Good, and then switch it on over. So the right hand comes down, maybe left hand to sky. So keep the knees a little soft, or the left hand onto the lower back. Taking a little rock, forwards and back, forwards and back. And you might find that one side it feels really good and the other side is like, hell no. So like, don't worry if you're not even, like no one is symmetrical. We're all irregular and perfectly imperfect. Nice one. And then bringing that left hand down, let the head drop down. Move block to one side, hands come down, turn the toes out. Let's come back into that yogi squat. Dropping the sit bones down. Maybe we lift the chest just a little bit prouder, lifting the head so we feel a little bit of an opening through the chest, a little bit more opening through the groin area. Awesome. And then from here, hands come down to the mat. Come to an all fours position and then resting back into child's pose. So forehead to the mat, or you can use your block as a pillow or your hands as a pillow. Just feeling that light compression of the lower belly onto the thigh area. Feeling the stomach inflate. Length through the lower back. Keeping the breath nice and calm. Awesome. We're going to do a little bit for our hips here. So walking the hands forward, come to an all fours position. And then we're going to step our right foot in between our hands. You can use your hand to get it there. You can get there some other way. And then bringing the hands onto that front knee. Now check in with your back and check in with this hip. So for some of us, we might want to sink quite low into this lunging position. Maybe that aggravates something in the hip and in the back. So maybe we're higher. So just have a little bit of an explore. So try not to like bounce without like control. You want to still like control the movement so you can listen and see if your body's feeling like it. Nice. And once you're there in a place, see if you can relax through the shoulders. Sending the breath to where you need it. Now you are so welcome to stay here. Otherwise, for some of us, we might want to bring the hands on the inside of the right foot. You can be up on the block. This is an option, or maybe on the block like this, or on some pillows or something. And then sinking that left hip down further. Maybe for some of us, it won't be for all. Maybe some of us, this feels nourishing to come to our forearms. But it's quite a advanced variation of the pose, so it might be for you, not be for you today. Lovely. Let's take another breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to make our way back to all fours. So however you want to journey there, come back to all fours. Take a little swing of the hips. Just notice how that feels to release. And then let's do the same on the opposite side. So stepping your left foot in between the hands. Hands come up onto that thigh or the knee. And then just take a little bit of a exploration. So noticing how that back feels. It's quite an intense back bend, this. So if it's pinchy, if it's uncomfortable, if it's like causing pain, definitely steer clear. And also you don't want to be in like the deepest, fullest stretch ever that you're shaking and it's stressful. Like that we're kind of doing the opposite of what we want to do. We want to ease into the front of that hip. And then wherever you are, see if you can find a moment's pause. Check in with the upper body. Lovely, maybe staying here. Maybe bringing the hands to the inside of that left foot. You can shimmy it to the left if you need. Maybe we stay up onto the hands. Maybe we get one forearm down, we stay here. Maybe we get both forearms down. Lovely, staying with the breath, staying with that sensation. Wonderful, and then slowly we'll all make our way back to an all fours position. Good, take a moment to like reset. You can take a shimmy of the hips. Good, and then we're gonna come down onto our tummy from here. So you want a blanket underneath your hip bones here, just so you don't this can be quite pointy and uncomfortable. So come on down to your belly, and the belly and the hips are onto the blanket. Now you're totally welcome to rest your forehead onto your hands or onto a pillow. And just take a moment to really feel your tummy supported. Now check in with your legs. Are you holding on to them? If you are, let go and let your heels drop to the sides. So you see like there was slight engagement there through my legs, and then I released and the legs just dropped to the side. Just allow that to happen. Might feel a nice release through the lower back. Nice. Cool. From here, we're going to bend our right knee and you're going to take it out to the side. See if you get it in line with your hip. So it's like a little half frog stretch. Relaxing through the face. Notice how you breathe deeply. The tummy presses into the blanket and almost gets like a little massage. Lovely, then sliding that right foot back. Let's do the same on the left. So bringing the left knee out to the side. Foot is nice and relaxed. Don't worry if your hips feel a little bit uneven. It's an uneven shape, so it's fine. Relaxing through the glutes. The feet, no engagement through the feet or the ankle. Wonderful, and then sliding that left foot back behind you. Nice one. Lifting the head, we're going to come up onto our forearms. So the elbows are right underneath the shoulders, so it doesn't really require any muscular effort. It's just more the bone kind of propping us up. So if this feels nice, stay here. Maybe for some of us, we turn the hands out and we begin to straighten the arms as we open through the front side of the body. We can press into the back a little. We compress into the back quite a little bit, but it should feel nice when we counterpose it. So if you're down here, this is good. If this is where you need to be, but maybe some of us need that big stretch through the tummy. You might even feel like the skin on your tummy stretch a little. And again, if you're like shaking or over efforting, just be mindful of that. Like give yourself a break. Lovely, big breath in. And on the exhale, we all return forehead to the earth. Nice. Allow the lower back to come to neutral. Big toes together. Let's push back to a child's pose. So forehead to the earth, sit bones to the heels. Breathe into the lower back. Wonderful. And then walking the hands back towards you, lifting the head. We're going to come onto our back from here. So if you want a blanket underneath your head, just for the support or just for the nice texture underneath the head, go for it. If you have like pillows and things around you that you want to prop up for the end of the practice, like have them to hand so you don't have to get up again. And then come on down to the back. Nice. Once you arrive, feet flat on the mat, and you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee into a reclined pigeon. Now for some of us, we hold it here, this is enough. Maybe some of us want to bring the left thigh in a little bit closer using the hands or using the shin. Now if this compression is not nice for the lower belly or that kind of area at the moment, totally stay here and just work towards that right knee dropping forwards. But if this feels good, totally be here. Lower back pressing into the mat. Loosening off any tension through the right hip, right glute. Head and shoulders remain relaxed. Take a smooth breath in. And on the exhale, bringing that right foot back down. Let's do the opposite side. So the left ankle over the right knee, you can hold it here. Or maybe we bring it in. If you bring it in and you feel like, oh no, I've gone too far, don't be afraid of like easing off and modifying. Even if you maybe can usually do some of these poses, no probs, but today is just not the day for it. And that's okay. Just notice if we're holding on to any tension, particularly through the fingers and toes, possibly through the face and the shoulders. Exhale it out. Wonderful. Smooth breath in. And as you exhale, bring it on down. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Now we're going to come into some resting Shavasana. So you can keep the feet on the mat. You can take your legs out wide, maybe prop up the back of the knees, or maybe soles of the feet together. You can prop up the outer thigh, knee area. And then rest your hands where you feel maybe the discomfort, if you can. If it's in the back, maybe you just rest them to the sides. If it's in the front, see if you can rest your hands onto the area of discomfort. Breathing in. Exhale to settle. Feeling the warmth of the palm of your hands onto that area. And as you breathe in, imagine breathing in healing, breathing in space to that area of the body. And as you exhale, imagine any tension, pain, discomfort washing out. So you are so welcome to stay here for as long as you need today with this practice, and just let this video end. Otherwise, if you've got your knees apart, bring them in, use the hands to support you, and then gently coming to one side and coming up to find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Resting the hands somewhere that we don't have to hold up those shoulders and we can be at ease. Take a big breath in and a long sigh out. Taking a moment to really trust our body to restore itself, to look after you. Blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. I really, really hoped it helped you. Please keep practicing it and making tweaks to whatever poses you need to. I really hope it helps you. Please share with anyone you think who could benefit from this practice today, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.